Hey everyone, let's take a look at more special products now. So this is another case that's going to be very similar to the last video we did where we're talking about square of a difference. Again, the idea with this is to give us something that is a bit of a shortcut so that we can save ourselves a little bit of time and recognize some of these different things that are unique to algebra that happen. So also be something that will apply later on when we're dealing with factoring and the not too distant future for most of you. All right, so this is going to be a lot like what we just did in the other one. So to review, what we had is we had a case of where, and I'll just do this down here and get rid of it when I'm done, where if I have a plus b squared, we determined that you take your first term, you square it, you take your second term, you square that, and we put that over here. And then you take these two, multiply them by each other, which gives us AB. And then you double them. So that would be 2AB. All right? And that works for no matter what the numbers are. Well, let's take a look at this. If I make that a subtraction sign, does it really change things? Because you've got a squared, right? And you get a squared. And if you take b squared, negative b squared, and you square it, you're still going to get positive b squared. Now, when I multiply a times negative b, I do get something different. I get negative ab. And then if I double that, if I double a negative number, you still get, I would still get 2ab, but it would be negative 2ab. Because that's the same as just multiplying this by 2. So the only thing that's different with the the square of a difference is that the middle term is going to be negative, and that's really all there is to it. The rest of it is going to be pretty much exactly like what we just did in the last few videos, or the last video, I apologize. That's what happens when I multitask and try to do something and talk at the same time. So let's try this problem here. All right, so take our first term, square it. 2x squared is 4x squared. Take our last term, negative 5y, square it, 25y squared. And you'll find after time that when you do these that you can almost ignore the negative sign except for the middle term. And then my middle term is going to be negative. And then you go 2 times 5 gives me 10. And then you put your x and your y together. So one of them is 10xy, and it's negative 10xy. And then just double it. So you get minus 20xy plus 25y squared. Let's try another one. 6p minus 1 squared. All right, square that first one. 36p squared. Square negative 1. Put that off on the end. That's just plus 1. And then we have 6p times negative 1, which gives me negative 6p. Excuse me. And now we're going to take that negative 6p and we're going to double it. And if I double it, that's just going to give me negative 12p. And after a while, you will do enough of these where you don't have to write any notes out, where you'll just be able to look at it and say, oh, that's easy. I know how to do this. This last one here is just an example of what it looks like if they write it out for you and it's already expanded. So you should be able to recognize when you see this that this is this. And then just apply what you know about it. So do the same thing. Square your first term. 3m squared. Square your last term. Plus 16. And then multiply this times that. Or times this if you think about it that way. Negative 12m. Double it. Negative 24m. So these are not difficult problems. It's just kind of getting used to and remembering basically a bit of a, yeah, I guess you could call it an algorithm, a way of doing this, like we said, to save yourself a little bit of time and to recognize that there are some of these special relationships going on with some of these problems. All right, thanks for watching, and yeah, let's meet again.